situation here, folks.
What is going on, everybody? I am Dope, your idiot leader. Today we're doing the new segment called The Good and the Bad. I am going to tell you about two books that came out May 21st, just last week. One was really good. One was fucking dumpster juice. I am going to totally burn the shit out of one book, and I am going to raise up the other book. So stay tuned to see which one we burn and which one we raise to the promised land. Which one do we want to start with, the good or the bad? Let's start with the bad. Let's go with fucking Nightwing.
Oh God! Oh God!
This piece of shit, I hate everything about this book. It was a short week, so I decided to read my first ever Nightwing book. And I like to pick up number ones on short weeks. I also like to pick up first of arcs. And this was the first arc of Captain Hollow Rising. And I thought the bad guy back here looked pretty cool. I thought this book might be interesting to me because I knew Nightwing supposedly moved to the worst part of Gotham City. It was called Blood something. And I thought Bloodhaven, something like that. Anyway, I thought this might be the book for me because it looks ghostly. We got new bad villains in here. This might be something I might be interested in. So the first thing I did was open it up to the first page, not to see too much. But I said, you know, this art is doable. It's got an old house here, like a haunted house. It's got these guys down here. It looks very noir. I said, this is for me. I'm going to pick this up because I'm kind of interested in it. Can't be bad, can it? Well, was I wrong? Was I fucking wrong? This is awful. And so, who wrote this damn thing? I don't know who wrote it, and I don't even care. But this is the first DC book I've picked up since Absolute Superman #1, and boy, was it a mistake. The first page was fine with me. But then I found out on page 2, let's not really talk about, these bad guys and criminals. Let's just talk about this purple-haired lesbian and this short, butchy-haired lesbian walking around town and introducing her to my daughter for the first time. And letting her know, hey, this is your new mama. Which, I don't care if they're lesbians. I don't care if they're straight. I don't want this shit in my books. I don't want a love story. If this book would have been called Lesbians in Love, I wouldn't have bought it. If this book was called Straight People in Love, I wouldn't have bought it. What I bought was something I thought was horror. I thought it was going to be a new character. But here we are, and all we want to talk about is this lesbian love couple and how I'm going to be your new daddy. And the girl don't take it too well because I guess she's already got a dad, and it didn't go too well. So then we got some more of the butchy lesbian here, and then we'll go on to the lesbian story some more. And then we'll go on to the lesbian story, and hey, your new daddy is a cop, and she's still not too impressed. And just keep on talking about the lesbian. What the fuck? Where the hell's Nightwing? Where the hell's this book? I've only got like 21 pages of story. Don't be wasting on a fucking love couple that I care nothing about knowing about. I don't care about that. Put this shit in I don't know, take this shit to Books A Million and put it in the lesbian love section. Maybe they'll buy it. But I wanted to buy a damn Nightwing book. And, I start looking. She's doing her homework. And the new man in her life is helping her with her homework while Purple Hair cooks dinner. And Johnny, I don't know, she can draw a little bit, I guess. But this was total garbage. I don't know why I'm even looking at it. It ain't really even got Nightwing in it. It's a way to get out a story and hoodoo me into buying a story, thinking I'm getting one thing and I get something else. And what I got, I don't like. Where the fuck's Nightwing? And then like the last pages, we get this and this. It ain't even a full book. It's another half a story about something else. So this is total garbage. I mean, who the hell is this written for? I mean, I am a 47-year-old fat straight man that's been married for 26 years. I don't read this. What's the point of reading about a love story? I don't care. If you make comic books for the one percenters, you're going to sell 1%. And I don't understand who the target was for this book. I just don't get it. I don't know why they keep showing you one cover and acting like it's going to be a cool book, and then they get off topic and just go to some stupid ass shit that has nothing to do with what the book's about. Trash, trash, trash. Hot dumpster juice, trash. DC, you fucked me again. You fucked me raw, DC. I hate this book. And every time I'm buying shit, it's always got hidden agendas, side agendas. If you'd have named that story like I said what it was, nobody would have bought it. But let's call it Nightwing. So that is the bad. And I give that a point fucking 2 on the cryptic scale. I don't even know what that means, but I'm giving that a point 2. The good for the week, the thing. I picked this up. I've never read anything, but I read Thing. It was a number 1. Yeah, the only thing I've ever read was stuff that had to do with Hulk. But I've never read any Fantastic Four. I went into this blind, and it took me back. I mean, it took me back to good old-fashioned superhero stories. No side agendas, no fucking love stories, no political shit, nothing like that. Just a superhero street level great story. That's what I bought, and that's what I wanted to read. And when I first bought this book, I noticed people like this bear man on the cover, this fat guy that's from the X-Men villains. I was like, hey, he's going to be fighting all these cool villains. This is the kind of stuff I want to read because I love all these B and C list villain guys. And anybody's going to fight all them, I'm all for it. And from the very beginning, somebody puts out a hit on old Ben Crumb here. They put out a hit on the Thing, says, hey, the first villain that can take out the Thing, I will pay $1 million to. So you got all of these B and C list villains coming out of the woodwork because I guess the A list villains are too rich for $1 million, but not these C and D list villains. They're coming. They're trying to collect $1 million. And the first thing I did was I opened it up, and the artwork was great. I like the artwork. And it reminded me, first of all, you don't have to know anything about the Fantastic Four to like this story. And second, it reminded me of the old days stories. It was kind of wrote and had nostalgia to it, like some of the other stories I've read of Superman, growing up reading Spider-Man and reading Batman. It had that old feel to it, but with modern art and stuff. And I loved this book, loved everything about it. Artwork's pretty cool. Liked everything about it. And when I flipped this page here in the middle of the story got going. And whenever I flipped this page, dude, I shit a brick. I shit a brick hard, dude. Because one of my favorite nostalgia old villains of all time is the first guy right here, the Gladiator. They go to a bar and they find the Gladiator. This is the Gladiator from the classic Daredevil series. If you remember the first volume of Daredevil, the early editions, is probably around, I don't know, he probably appeared the first time around 30 or something like that. But this is the classic Gladiator, and you can see the Gladiator's helmet on the table, and he's drunk at a bar, and he's still got his spikes on his shoulder. Classic Gladiator. So when I saw the Gladiator, I flipped my lid, man. I'm like, this is what I want to read about. And of course, Gladiator gets up and pops the shit out of old Ben, and loved it. I loved everything about this story. It stayed on track. It didn't tell you one thing and try to sell you something else. But this was a great story. We got the Gladiator in the first book. He's trying to beat up Ben. He's trying to get his little... there he is right there. I ain't going to tell you the whole premises of the story, but he's doing his thing. The Gladiator gets took out, but Ben finds out the information he wants to find out. And this has been amazing. I enjoyed the first one. It was good enough to get me hooked to want to read number 2. There's a big-time bad guy, villain that's going to be in issue 2 that you see on the very last page of this, which I was excited to see that. And here's a hint. Well, they just tell you across the top, issue 2, targeted by the Bullseye. So Bullseye. And this looks like it's going to be the cover, issue 2. Straight up fighting, total action. Whole book was exactly what it claimed to be. No side story, filler, bullshit, love story stuff. This was action. It was street level. It was simple. You don't have to know anything about Fantastic Four to read it. It was hooked. It had a good cliffhanger at the end that made me want to read issue 2. I will be getting thing 2. Was it the greatest thing I ever read? No, but it was fun. It's full of nostalgia, and I loved it. So just like that, we're under 10 minutes. Buy the thing. Fuck Batwing. And until the next time, read your comics!